Hello, everyone, to something very, very fun I have been waiting to do for a while, with so much stuff happening on multiple ends, mostly mine, with freaking Spectrum being assholes and everything, as well as having to set up various modems, having issues with work with not giving me enough time to prep, and everything else with life coming in our ways. However, it is finally time. We're all ready to play, hopefully, and we're going to do our best, scuff or no scuff, for a wonderful adventure in Fabula Ultima. Now, everyone, I am Yang. I will be your DM, Dungeon Master Extraordinaire, or whatever you want to call me, whatever you've heard recently from whatever stream, podcast, whatever. I'm going to not be extraordinary, I'm going to be as normal as I can be, but I'm still going to try to give everyone a good adventure. And I have four lovely players, which we'll get to introducing when their characters get thrown into the abyss, but still. For now, though, any precursors that I have not touched on is going to be covered by them while I get a sheet ready for me to read and have fun with. Because, oh boy, Dungeon Master secrets behind the screen. Everyone loves that. Oh, I forgot to hit game start. There we go. I mean, honestly, a good mix of Final Fantasy 3 and 7 is going to be in order. But anyway, I'm going to mostly ignore chat while we're playing, so hey.
Okay.
Now, who is ready to be thrown into the end?
Yo.
Brad never
Can we
ends.
introduce everyone?
Oh, we'll introduce everyone very shortly.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to.
Diegetic.
Look, my least favorite thing is that having to go around the room. Okay, everyone introduce yourself, and everyone's like, who goes first? I don't want to go first. It's like, no, we're doing this my way. Anyway.
Okay. Love it. Go for it.
Now then, I am going to songs go because who doesn't like having the end? Everyone thought the apocalypse would be something different, something bigger. The fate of the world residing in the hands of a ragtag group that could be part of movies or video games, as you root for the good guys trying to stop the raiders that were in a nuclear wasteland, blast the zombies' brains out, or even just rise up against the robots and aliens seeking to oppress humanity. But no, it wasn't anything like that. 10 years. 10 years ago, the end happened. The world had had enough. The heat wasn't enough, the jet stream falling apart wasn't, the unrest due to food and water being commodities wasn't, the greed and destruction thrust upon the world wasn't. Whether it listened to humanity's cries for help or its own needs, it set its course. Mutations to man and beast, amplified magic, spatial distortions. The thin line people once had between fantasy and reality was torn to shreds. And that was enough to cause true change, finally. However, most of humanity survived, as well as its other new strands of a new species. They managed to live after everything was destroyed and slaughtered, but some things still remained, and there's still the occasional magic storm, mutated beasts and creatures that you can only dream of or fear of in your nightmares are still about. Everyone knew no one was going to be saved by others unless they worked together. So, everyone got to work. There's still a lot to do in every area you've come across in your travels, some faring better than others, where some are just a little bit of, outposts in the middle of nowhere, hobbled together with a couple of people, trying to survive every winter, while other places, such as our lovely city, which we will be exploring together, of Maidhanok in the Midwest of the now war-torn states, is doing a lot better. It's the last stand before the prairie wastes, and a city with a dungeon in the center of it in the massive crater that formed during the first few days of the end storms and apocalyptic uprisings of everything. Society collapsed. Will you? And that question resounded in each of your four minds. Especially poignant now as you collect yourselves. And each of you get out of shock and realize you are falling through a large tunnel, tumbling deeper into a hole that slowly got brighter, vibrant and lush with greenery and beauty underneath the earth. It didn't start like that this morning, though. Let's go back and see what Destiny has for you all. And we will actually start in an order that I have chosen because of who I talked to first on this.
Can I just say, really solid opening.
Now, let's have a little bit of fun with a residence of someone who's been in this town for a while. Someone who's been in this city for a very long time and has served its well.
Oh, the tabletop screen kind of popped off screen.
It's
all good. Just wanted to let you know.
Thank you. It's not your alarm clock that wakes you up. You wake up to the sound of someone banging on the door so loud it sounds like they're about to break in. 7 minutes. 7 minutes till your damn alarm would have gone off. You can feel a twinge of the slightly cooler air that has started blowing in a draft somewhere in your face as you manage to get up out of your stupor as the bang continues. Litra, would you describe your character?
Laying there in bed in nothing but tank top and boxers with his covers laying over him. His eyes crack open, still crusted with sleep. He quickly takes the pillow and pulls it over his ear to try and help muffle the noise to get maybe just a minute more of sleep. But he knows he has to get up, because today's the day that he needs to go take care of his kids once more.
Speaking of your kids, one of them actually yells up from downstairs, "Dad, someone's at the door!"
Yep, gather that. Give me a moment.
Okay. And they know that.
Goes ahead.
They know better not to open the door. They're waiting for you.
Goes ahead and tosses off the covers and just looks around, finds a few things laying around, quickly puts them on. Just to be a modicum of decency before he actually has to get up for the day. Comes downstairs in his already boots. We're going over to the door. I'm checking through the peephole to see who it is.
You just see a massive, wall of boards and stuff shifting every so often as you hear them still smacking on the door. Like, they've got just an assortment of tools and everything. And they are very intently trying to wake you up no matter what. Meanwhile, your two kids, the twins Oliver and Olivia, are kind of scrambling in the background, and Oliver's at the countertop. It's like, "Dad, you want toast?"
Yeah, you don't like the jam I like.
And he just sets in a couple of pieces.
That a boy. Opens up the door slowly by a crack, the chain's still in the door. Who's knocking on my door at this hour?
You hear the boards just be set aside near one of the benches on the porch, and you see your direct neighbor Morris, also known as Old Man Mean Morris. He just kind of tits his little hat and everything and just goes, "Morning. On the radio they said there's gonna be storms hitting us tonight. Want me to stick a couple of these over your windows while you're at work?"
Yeah, that would be good. You got the proper lead paint to help stop the corrosion from the acidic rain?
He just holds a little pouch over his shoulder, and he has a little bit of a beer belly, so he just rests it on it and he's like, "Got you covered with it. Look, I gotta get to some of these houses, so you mind if I start on them first, then I'll get to you later, so you don't have to deal with me slamming on the walls."
I'd appreciate it. I'll make it up to you another way. I see your mailbox is still askew again. I can get another post for it.
Thank you. Not always get quality wood, but I keep a good supply.
Alright, get to it. I got kids to feed.
Yeah, alright. And he just kind of just leaves a couple of materials there and make sure that you get your allotment that he'll deal with later, and he just saunters off. He's in his later 50s, so he's got a little bit of creaking to a couple of his steps. and he's just on his way to another house. It's like, there's very few houses actually still filled with people, but he still, like, goes to them to cover them anyway, just in case anyone does move in later.
Okay. Heads into the kitchen.
Yeah.
All right, Oliver, you haven't burned my toast yet, have you?
No, and he just immediately just, like, clicks it back to the previous setting to, like, turn the toaster off, and it just, like, pops up. It's, like, a little bit burnt, but not obnoxiously so. It's the way he likes it more than you.
Kind of just tosses his hair a bit.
Olivia's, like, coming out of the bathroom and everything from upstairs, like, still, like, a little bit, like, must from the shower and everything. It's like, like, just coming down. It's like, alright, how'd he screw up this time?
Just gestures at the toast. Like, oh, well, it ain't black.
Better. Those classes are working for you. Come on. And he does, like, get out the jam and everything, kind of like both of them get to setting the table as you get to, like, a couple things.
All right. What's on the agenda today, kids?
Well, aren't you going to the... And, like, they're both, like, trying to, like, just get, like, a little bit of excitement out of the way. It's like, well, at the corporation, they're going to be teaching us a bit more about cooking and everything, because... Like, they're talking about, like, a couple of, like, holidays and everything. Like, the Apple Festival's coming up, Hallows Eve is coming up. We, like, get to learn all sorts of, like traditions and everything. And so,
You got your costumes ready?
They, like, just look at each other and just, like, they just, like, one of them has a grin. So I was like, kind of. Like, Oliver's especially excited about this because you know what he's going to be as. He loves his comics and everything. He's going to be trying his best to at least make something that looks like someone.
I did see some red fabric in the market the other day. Could get that for you.
Ooh. Yeah, it's like, it's mid-autumn. It's not, like, October just yet by, like, what little timepieces you have. Like, you still have, like, a couple of things that you can charge and everything, even though there's no internet connection. But you can still, like, use the calendar functions and stuff like that.
It's just mostly just Orin doing his best to be there for his kids, like, in their life, just staying attentive, what they're actively doing, what they're excited for, making sure that he's a part of it as much as he can be while not stepping too over bounds.
Yeah, like, you're a decent dad. You try your best. You're actually there for them. You're still, like, a single working parent and everything. We'll see what happens later with that. But you're doing what you can, and you have supplied well for them. Like, you have, like, a decent amount of things from, like, when the caravans and the traders come in. They have, like, enough stuff to, like, enjoy life and, like, kind of, like, grow and be themselves still. But you have, like, board games and stuff to play with each other. You have, like, a couple of times where it's like you, like, sit down and just, like, have chats and whatever. Just talk, like, and shoot the shit kind of with your kids, even though, like, you don't swear obviously too much in front of them, but still. Anyway, like, breakfast goes over well. Like, they put the dishes into the sink. They try to, like, do a couple things before you actually have to go to work. And your workplace is a decent drive away. And yes, even in the apocalypse, driving is still feasible. As you all get ready and you get into your lovely vehicle and get a drive on to work, which is at a mercenary corps. But we'll get to that in a moment as we get to go into one of the other characters we have here. So, the next person isn't as well off. You get set up at the crack of dawn thanks to the various birds screeching in your window you had left open last night. The timing, though, work is fairly long way on foot. And you're starting to run out of ways to cook the few things they've granted to you with your limited toolset. And street food is tasty, but much less cost-effective than doing it yourself, which you always have been a kind of DIY person. You need breakfast and to get ready. And yourself, you definitely have some bedhead, or bed fur. Kat, describe your wonderful character for us, please.
I am not ready for this.
Too bad, I'm thrusting you into the deep end.
But yes, imagine, if you will, a very frustrated woman with the worst bedhead you've ever seen because of how goddamn long her hair is. Now imagine that's also an angry cat on top of that. That's basically what you're dealing with right now.
Yeah, You are in a neighborhood further away, and you had arrived into Maidhanak a couple weeks ago, more so, after a long fucking journey from the northeast area. And having been greeted with all this other stuff, you still managed to get yourself out of your bed. You're still, like, a bit weary and tired from your journey. And your bed's just effectively a cot with a bedroll on top. You managed to scrounge up that a little bit, and you need to get ready for the day because you're getting a bit tired of, like, the same, like, ash cakes, jerky, stew, whatever. But still, you need fuel. Especially when you have a wonderful array of blue jays and cardinals screeching into your window. They love you for some reason, even though you're a giant cat lady.
Disney princess.
God, sorry, I'm all giggly.
You're okay. So what do you do?
Disney princess vibes as the princess wanted nothing to do with all this nonsense.
Rapunzel, but she hates life.
But yes, there is a legitimate temptation to see the birds and the need for food and solve two problems at once. But let's not do that.
Yeah. So,
the question is, what do I still have?
Like, you take stock and everything, like, you kind of go into what little of a kitchen you have. Like, you have, like, basic accoutrements, but your oven is totaled, your sink is decently working as, like, best as you can, so you don't need to, like, go to the river nearby in town. Which, speaking of, I will show a map of that soon. But you, like, take stock. There's still, like, a good amount of just odds and ends. There's, like, dried soup broth and everything else, like sort of like bouillon cubes. You got like a little bit of like oatmeal and flour, enough to make like a couple of like small loaves of, or like buns of bread. A couple of like pickles, but you're nearly out of meat. You have a couple scrapes of like sausage, everything left over. Yeah, you've been kind of subsidizing your meals with just getting street food because after working for like hours on end in the middle of the wilderness and walking everywhere, even though you have been walking everywhere, you are like having that feeling of, I worked a 9 to 5 and I slept 8 hours, but I'm still tired.
I want to be able to not walk anymore, please.
At least not walk only. Yeah, you like go to what is effectively your kitchen.
You know, what technically passes for one.
Yeah, your little outdoor area, as you also take a little brown paper, and you look over what tiny scrawlings of a map that you have managed on a little, like, old worn paper that Helena actually took. How do I drag you all up here?
You left-click on the scene you want to show, and then it'll say, like, set active scene, I believe.
Yeah, you
yes.
right click it and it'll say active.
There we go. Yeah, this is like Helena's little scrawlings of like one of her friends at the lovely Mercenary Corps, which is near the city center.
Quick question.
We can't see shit.
No, yeah,
you can't see shit? What do you mean?
We can sit on the screen,
you
but I
have
don't
it
think
on,
we have permissions.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Did I not add permissions to the maps?
No, you got to go to the settings of the map.
Okay, which is in
You can do it
Configure.
from the little drop-down menu if you want to. Yeah.
all players.
And go to lighting.
Oh, lighting. Hold on. Fucking lighting. Oh my gosh, I forgot fog exploration was on. Son of a bitch. Hold on.
You can turn off token vision.
There we go.
There you go.
Look, this is
There we go.
literally just like one of your now friends at the Mercenary Corps, just like telling you a bunch of like random things. Like, here is where you are. She said that if you ever need help, there's like a nice fix-it guy up here. Tons of trash and ruins just to the right of you. They're still trying to like actually deal with it. A couple of small farms. Like, you just made the bare bones maps. You're more of reading maps rather than making them for cartography. But you have noted, like, hey, I have gotten the main streets down, I have gotten whatever. This is also me being kind of lazy, just as a DM side, but it's like, hey, this makes sense for a character to have lore-wise of, I'm not the best map maker, but I need to also make note of where to get good food, like where some like various things for like the government building is, the subway area, because that is apparently a big merchant area, you know, the usual. And you are saddled right here. Given that it's
Details
still...
are for suckers. Where's the important stuff?
Exactly. Given that you are still, like, getting used to town, you kind of figured you'll either buy a new one later or get someone else to make one for you.
Oh, well, that'll make it myself sooner or later.
Exactly. Like, your cartography skill isn't the best, but still. Anywho. So yeah, you're just, like, getting everything cooked and everything. You just kind of, like, make sure that you're all getting your bearings, even though it's, like, you're still... like, just ears flattened, having a little bit of that autumnal wind get close and everything. And extremely soon, as you can see the sun cresting over a few of the treetops that have grown extremely quickly during the end, have started to peek through with rays of sunshine right on you as you are getting whatever ramshackle meal you have gotten together. It's already...
Oh god, my eyes.
Basically, you don't have many neighbors, which is good because they can't see you flailing in the backyard, but even then, you still need to get going.
Just every other evening times in the tall grass just to have fun.
Yeah, you're like just frolicking and whatnot. Anyway, while I let that be on this, I'm going to actually go to 2 people.
Really now?
So, walking, trekking, riding. Endlessly taking each step or turn through as you roam across old highways that crumbled and creaked, skeletal remains of picked clean beasts and even giants that have ravaged the countryside, and hopping off to go through woodlands that would be dangerous to ride through just to avoid the potential of some unnecessary fights. You drag your bike along, and it's more than just a bike, it is your beautiful ride through the wilderness. You had left your original home quite a while ago, but not as long as some of the others, and the leaves had been shifting to their more red and orange hues about halfway. The lack of hills and mountains does make the ride easier, but the sudden springing of the woodlands in the river valley area has gotten to be a bit tricky. And also more annoying to spot any signs of civilization as you deal with all of the nonsense, but you have found a lot of signs pointing to the direction of one that is now known as Maid Hanak. And it is known as the largest settlement in the Midwest that is actually flourishing. And you take a little moment, kind of reel in that morning dew as you awaken. Runia, would you describe your lovely character?
Okay, so this character, like Claire, is she's just waking up, right? Okay, so she just has a mess of blonde hair. It's like, it is not pretty first thing in the morning. It's not helped that she is more or less taken to cutting her own hair with her massive sword whenever it gets too long, so she is due for a proper haircut if she can find a place when she arrives at the city. I was like, otherwise, she's a very, very fit and pretty much just suntanned woman who like has all sorts an assortment of gear around her. Let me think. Yeah, she pretty much just gets up, stretches a bit, blinks a few times as she looks around with her brown eyes, like adjusting to the light. Does some quick stretches, small exercise, because, oh boy, being on that bike for like hours on end is not doing you any favors.
Yeah, especially because it's like almost every day for the past couple of days have been like that for you.
She makes herself a rather quick breakfast, No fire per se, just figures she's starting to get close to the settlement, as at least according to the journal that her brother left for her. She's mostly been retracing his steps and seeing where she could go from there.
Yeah, there's like a couple of things that were obviously different because like you read through some of the dates in the journal and like some things changed, like a couple of like things have crumbled a little bit. You found alternate routes and you kind of like made scribblings in like another sheet of paper that you have on hand, just like make addendums or whatever.
Have an old station map somewhere and has just been making, you know, her own like notations on it. It's like, okay, this doesn't exist anymore. That is impassable. Like so on and so forth. Managed to find a path through this, even though it doesn't have a road.
Runia, I'm gonna PM you something real quick and ask if you still have that.
Gotcha.
Like just as a little DM's question.
Yes.
Okay, good. While you're getting all settled with that, you remember that you have another person, with you? About the same time in your travelers, you made note of a very large spindle of the woodlands kind of traveling with you. Not unheard of, but what is more unheard of is that it was actually talking properly and not just a hallucination. Like, you ruled out everything you could to, like, keep yourself grounded and everything. And the fact that other people had seen it and ran away on your journey for, like, a couple of the first people that you came across to do, like, a little bit of trade, you realized, oh, I'm not insane. Good! But it's also that you had a giant mass of bones, sinew, and twigs trying to enrapture everyone in its tails as it met. You met in the wilderness, luckily. There are talks of meat and occasionally weirdly specific information about other people's lives and what they did to keep you up at night on occasion because it's actually really good tales. You've gotten used to them. They're not a bad entity to have around, and they seem to appreciate your
probably
company
a bit,
too.
Yeah, probably a little tense upon actual first meeting, being like, okay, this thing has been seen by a lot of people, and as far as they know, they've been harassed, so maybe I need to step up. But after taking a bit, they're just like, oh, well, you just wanted a friend. Okay.
Yeah, basically someone to kind of go with, and they heard tales and travels of where you're going, and they kind of realized, hey, this might be a good place to go to for my needs too. Hey, Lucky, would you describe your wonderful character?
So, the thing that stands out the most is the fact that there is no real proportions to this person, per se. It is a collection of sticks, vines, rocks, pieces of bone, and it creates a humanoid appearance. Claire has gotten used to the fact that sometimes the roots and the twigs actually glide over certain pieces of rubble, kind of like some weird shadow, but it particularly prefers walking around, but it does do this weird little tendril walk when Claire is on her bike. And the most notable thing about this person is that the face is not really a face. It is a deer skull adorned with large antlers, and oddly still has, I wouldn't say it's drooling, but sometimes when it opens its jaw a little bit too much, it can be seen as creepy, and it kind of crests over as the branches of what essentially its feet is just kind of like sink into the ground a little bit and just kind of turns and looks at Claire.
Oh, hey, good morning, sleepyhead. How you been?
I have been quite excellent. How are you?
Can't wait to actually get to the city. I had enough of this canned food.
I can understand that. Meat usually prefers fresher things.
Yeah, you got that right. I would love some cheese.
I
hope you have some
remember the third preferred cheese.
Hmm?
I need you both to actually roll me a dice roll. Can you
Okay.
do me, let's go double insight for this.
Okay.
Ooh, boy. Difficulty?
We'll go difficulty of 7 for now. Just make it easy enough. It's a first roll. First roll of the game, we gotta make it easy.
Watch me flub it. Oh my goodness. I guess I didn't flub it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Look
So-
at that.
Through various means, for Claire, you didn't even like set it up this morning to like kind of scan. You hear a crackling from the headphones actually of your radio in your backpack. It's like an old like science project any kid could do for like a crystal radio. Meanwhile, Forrest, on the other hand, you feel like something is in the air and you kind of like feel yourself like bristle a little bit as something from Claire's bag area is kind of crackling as you hear a little bit of interference in the radio going on. Usually you'd hear a couple things like near like a couple old buildings or old cities, but it was just like radio noise. But this one you can actually make out the words of and you can hear a couple words coming from them.
Claire walks over, grabs the headset, like puts it like one ear on, and then starts trying to tune, tries her best to tune the crystal radio to see if she can get a clear signal. I was like, looks like we're close enough to get something. I was like,
And you manage.
this AM radio.
It is just AM radio, but you do manage to get a local weather station for once. And it's just their usual robotic voice after like a couple people were like typing in through like whatever. But they managed to get like closer to that one. Like there was probably like another one in there. But you hear like local old Doppler saying like, and like storms will be coming throughout the night and everything. Like there's not many clouds, but you know how quickly in a flat area, even though there's woodlands, the weather can just change on a dime, especially now. So
Now, is it just predicting weather for the day, or is there like a week forecast as well? Like how far of a forecast is it?
they go for about 3 days for each like general area, like they say like general settlement area number 3 or like whatever. But when they hit Maidhanok, they actually have a deeper forecast. They have like a full week ahead of like sunny after the storm and everything like that, with the usual robotic voice of what you'd expect from like a weather radio.
Sweet. We got a full weather forecast.
You know it's going to be like stormy for a couple days, then like partly cloudy, normal cloudy, then like a couple days of sun. Average temperatures afterwards for like autumn, like 50s and like a couple days going to 60.
Yeah, true enough. But the big point here is that they've got equipment. Like they definitely know their stuff. That means that they've got definitely have supplies.
Yep.
Oh, I so hope that they have candy sticks.
The funny thing is with Forest is that you don't need to like have the headphones on. You can hear just perfectly fine. Like once she puts it on, you can just hear.
It appears that we have actually found civilization. Perhaps the meat will have a library. I do miss the proper feel of books.
Yeah. With that said, though, if they start giving you trouble, I'll back you up, all right?
Thank you.
Always. You've helped me through the wild areas of this journey, so I may as well help you in the urban ones.
I appreciate that.
It's what a knight does.
So do you all get a move on, even though like one of you doesn't need to eat, but still?
No. I just upend the soup can into my face. I'm just like, yeah, there we go. Okay.
I was going to say, like, to throw it away, she just hands it to Forrest. The fingers kind of wrap around like vines, and he just like tosses it, and it just like a bullet just goes.
Anyway, we're gonna turn off the loop so we can actually get into the rest of the music for the game. As we go back to our couple people who are going to the Mercenary Corps. The Mercenary Corps is a building that was set up for after the end so that people could, one, have a place to work for, like, general, hey, we need to get stuff done and we don't know if the government's actually going to do stuff because we don't know if the government's still around, you know. But it's also the fact that this is a community center. Like, there's, like, a rudimentary school with whoever wants to teach stuff. They actually do vet the teachers, don't worry. There's people who are, like, offering, like, quests, basically, what some people call it, because they love it, because a scientist came up with the term of dungeon. So they may as well do that for quests and everything for the board. A couple people come here if they need food or anything and do like little odd jobs and ends, like what they have for skills. But this is actually one of, if not the most, like, well-maintained, like, high-rise in the area. It was an old hotel and everything that they managed to refurbish into a proper area for work. And as you pull up, Oren and his twins, Oliver and Olivia, they, like, easily, like, unbuckle and, like, hop out the door and are just, like, talking the entire time about, like, how excited they are for the day and everything. Like, they get to see their friends again, they get to see, like, their teacher. They especially like Fifi, who is one of the rear guard that teaches them all sorts of things, even though some things she kind of, like, sprinkles in that seem a bit more for the older kids to know for actual fighting, but they don't actually go out on missions and stuff that you do, Oren. They stay in school, they learn all sorts of, like, wilderness stuff, but they also get, like, physical education, they get free lunch, whatever. So they're just, like, kind of, like, tough, and it's like, come on, Dad, come on!
You wanting me to come in with them?
Oliver and Olivia are, like, having just, like, a little bit of just fun, like, talking about everything. It's like they're excited and, like, they want to, like, just, like, see you off and everything, like what they usually do.
Yeah. Usually if it's reasonable, Oren would go up to, like, just talk to their teacher a bit too.
Yeah.
Just to discuss how things are going.
Let me actually get the character sheet open because I forgot to get that open real quick. Like, one of their favorites is Fifi. Like, she is a good, like, 12 or so years younger than you. She is, like, during when the end started, she was just graduating high school, basically. And at the desk, actually, when you come in, you see one of the attendants and everything, like, fancy suit kind of ordeal. She's, like, clacking a couple papers together. Long brown hair tied up in a ponytail, and she is actually human. Like, one of the few that you actually, like, know more distinctly, and she just, like, kind of waves you over. Hey, Oren! Kids, come here.
Well, how you doing, Fifi? What can I do you for?
She just, like, smiles and, like, she's, like, just kind of, like, getting her armor situated. It's like, look, I'm going to be going into the area today, like, sort of some wild stuff. My cousin, you know, Jen at the desk, right? She's going to be dealing with a couple of, like, bigger stuff. If you want to go out with a group today, that would be really good. She has someone in mind for, like, kind of, like, not exactly graduating them from their other things, but, like, getting them to work with other people more and out in the field. Are you, like, cool with that?
I suppose I could play babysitter for a bit, if that's what you're asking.
I mean, the person in question is not a baby, but you get the point. Cool, I'll go tell her. Kids, I'm not gonna be in class today. You're gonna get probably, what's his name? Newer person, Jackal guy. And they're like, oh, really? It's like, yeah, I know, he works with history, but he at least teaches it well. Like, if you just
Remember, kids, history is important. No one to repeat anything that we did.
Oh, yeah, trust me on that. Like, Fifi just kind of, like, just rolls her eyes. Ugh. But still, gonna be doing that today. Gonna be working with the cooking teachers again, with the two moles that work in the logistics area, and they, like, kind of brighten up a little bit about that. I'm going to be working in a couple of areas outside of the dungeon. If you do need anything, I'll keep an eye out for your usual stuff. Like, I know you like to trade and everything like that for, like, our usual gathering the first couple of days, but still.
Thanks, Fifi. Appreciate you looking out.
Anyway, I'm gonna go get dressed. I'll see you out, maybe, but for now, do you mind, like, waiting here a little bit for her?
Of course.
Alright. Jen just kind of, like, walks in after Fifi, like, runs out and everything. She looks kind of similar, but she's a bit shorter and a bit younger. She's her cousin. They're about what they have for family around here, for what you know of. Oh, good morning. What can I do for you?
Good day. I'm just waiting here, doing a favor for Fifi. Sounds like I'm taking some newbies down to the dungeon.
Right. She, like, pulls out, like, a little clipboard and, like, kind of flicks through it, and she just, like, sees a couple things. Oh, right. Oh, you get them. So this will be a duo mission, but it pays decently. It's just a little trek through, and we're going to cut outside for a moment as Helena, you're just managing to arrive. Like, even some... You're just, like, trudging up the little steps and everything, and getting inside to see what modicum of work. And you see Jen at the desk. She's the one that introduced you to most of the shops around here. And she just, like peeks behind Orin and everything. Ah, there's the woman of the hour. Hey, get over here.
Is there toast in your mouth, though?
Say what?
I was doing a, like, toast in mouth anime trope joke.
Oh. I mean, I wouldn't put it past her, honestly. I am too tired and too hangry for this shit. Please tell me I'll be able to get meat rations this time.
Yes, and that is if you complete this, so we'll give you a little bit of something if you want as a advance on your payment, but that means that the reward will be lower. You're going to be working with this guy today. He's a frontliner, so you won't have to worry about most of the stuff down there.
I'm not going to have to worry about this one whining at me not healing him, am I?
Yeah, just kind of looks over.
We're used to going down there without healers. They're a bit of a rarer commodity than you might think.
I could have fooled me with how often they'd expect me to do it.
Hey, we talked about them. It's not Rowley's fault that he goes into a... Okay, yeah, his fault. But still. He goes into, like, the little, like, rage and everything. Pyromaniac. This is why we don't send him into the new one of Abine. Anyway. Look. You're not going to get all these issues. Why isn't the playlist playing for... Oh, hold on. There we go. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm just... I did not have a good morning.
Neither did we, as she's, like, holding up what is effectively just, like, a coffee mug, just full to the brim. Like, one of those, like, travel mugs that has, like, a good, like, liter of coffee in it.
If you leave it on loop, by the way, it will just stay there. It won't move on.
Okay, so it is currently on playlist. There we go, okay. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Okay, we're good. Now.
Yeah, but if any of the songs are on loop, then it'll just stay on that one.
Sorry, I'm trying to get used to this system. Anywho. So, you'll be actually working for about a 500 stipend along with extra resources if desired, or we can just translate that exclusively into extra coinage for you too. What would you want your rewards to be?
I kept on expecting him to go first for some reason.
Hey, you two are kind of like in the scene together, so hey.
My normal rations would be good. A little bit of extra meat would always be nice.
Alright, we'll try our best with that. They still need to go boar hunting. That's what my cousin's doing today for most of it. They're, you know how they are, getting deadly close to the city. But we're doing our best to keep them off the farmlands. What would you want?
Well, you be sure if you do get that extra meat, get the good cuts.
I'll do my best, okay?
I'll get a barbecue going and I'll invite you and your sister.
Good. I'll bring the snacks. Anywho. Hold on, what would you like?
I'll go with resources. There's always something new I can do with them.
Any specifics, like we could like look for furniture or everything? Because I've been over to your house. Yeah, furniture. Would you like extra money? Would you like materials or anything like that? What would you like?
Anything that would let me fix that window frame so I can get a window in there that won't open on its own in the middle of the night.
Okay, I'll see what I can. Just know that I would have to contact one of the merchants when they arrive. And she, like, opens up a little, like, watch on her hand. About 3 weeks or so for the latest ones for the winter. Like, before winter. But you can still find them at the bazaar, or, you know, the current settlement Beltane's Bliss has. Or if you really want, you could try the... see if any of the neighbors have any, but still. So
no, I'll just take Raws and I'll do it myself.
Okay, I like your enthusiasm. Like I said, on your first day, if you need books, there's still some at our little cubby, but still. Okay. Anywho. So that's going to be you two. We're not going to pay you in advance. We're going to keep that when the product is done because... And you hear the tromping of boots, but not your normal boots. You hear, like, what is effectively a mix of, like, slicker boots, like rain boots and everything, mixed with a variety of, like, metal, as you see 3 people in what is effectively a mix of hazmat and astronaut suits come up, and a couple of them are, like, looking at various modules, and one guy is like, oh! We're here for the mission today. Ooh, and it's like, Jennifer's just looking over. These are the suits. Yes, they call themselves that. Don't ask why. It's kind of obvious. Scientists and everything, they set down a couple of things with another group into the dungeon itself, just to look at, like, the depths. And it's like, on the contrary, it's more than just that. Seismic activators. We're looking to see if we can kind of go through a lower area or make it easier so that the construction crews down there can have easier times making stairs to get the lower layers. Because you both know from, like, hearsay that there's only a couple layers that you can actually go to, for the main one being, like, ruined cities and basements, like sewers and whatnot, but then it opens up to pure forested woodland and just grass and fields underground with an artificial sun, basically, somewhere. You've not seen it, but you know that it has, like, a day and night cycle. So are these the 2 we're going to be going with?
Yep, afraid you're stuck with us.
Evidently.
Look, you're not going to try to fight anything. We don't do that stuff. We're not heroes or anything. We are people of science. One just goes, look, I had to hit something with a crowbar once. Yeah, but that was once. These people have been doing it for years.
Looks back at the person giving us the job and like, really?
Look, they pay well. They might even give you a bonus if they get everything done. That's what they said. Quick, easy. It's an hour in and out. It's one of our highest paying jobs per time. Is that okay?
On one hand, I'm getting very real 20-minute adventure vibes, if anyone else here in the room understands me. But on the other, I know, based on hearsay, that this group does indeed pay suspiciously well, so...
I have a request then, if you want. Would you like to actually roll... I hate how there's not, like, just a basic memory stat. Let's go Insight and Willpower, because you're still waking up for Helena, and Insight for Orin, because this is just general knowledge.
What's the difficulty?
For this, just to know about them, because it's just hearsay, let's go with 10 for that.
Okay, so normal difficulty.
You said Insight Willpower, yes?
Insight Willpower for you, because you're still waking up, you're trying to, like, rack your brain. Insight for Orin.
Yeah, they've changed it in the new updates, and so now
Are
you
you
got
kidding
like,
me?
easy, medium, hard, and very hard button.
Oh.
Jeez, like, you are waking up, lady. Getting near to a failure, I'll let you know, like, you still, like, you can, like, back them up. Like, you can see, like, a couple things of their technology on them, because, like, you fiddled with stuff for, like, official things back in the day before everything hit the fan. You know, like, okay, these people are legit, they're not just taking us down there to potentially kill us. but you don't know like what exactly like some of their techno babble is. Like a couple of them are like talking in the back, but you kind of get the.
Like as he's gesturing at the suits, like given the hazmat suits you're wearing, should me and Furry here worry about any contaminated air or whatnot? Where are you going?
Oh, this is just to see if we can actually test a couple things with monofiltration. We're just doing this as a smaller area because, you know, dungeons are kind of hard to find in, you know, settlements where if we get found, we don't have to worry about, you know, dying if we're having mortal wounds. But this is also, like, one of them sort of just, like, takes off the helmet. It's a human. They're still, like, looking a little bit worse for wear with a couple scars on their face. They show on the inside of the helmet, there's a couple of modified, like, metal plates and everything. And they just put it back on. Like, they're not afraid of taking them off. It's just extra armor that's super durable, but they're still moving like normal people can.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well,
we're just going to
I
the
ain't
first
here to
floor.
judge other people's apparel. I'm just here to guide you and make sure you don't die.
Yeah, all right. So, we'll be setting out right away if you all want to. I don't think you all want to waste time as much as we don't.
I'm ready.
Yes, the sooner we can get food, the better.
Like, Jen just kind of like looking at you. He's like, did you not eat?
I had 2 slices of bread left in my pantry, that's it.
Look, I know Rowan's food is good, but you need to literally budget a lot better. You're
Orin,
going
like,
to...
digs around in his pocket and pulls out one of the leftover little, like, jam packets that he was using for his toast and just offers it.
Time to apply it to that half slice of bread that I've still got.
I like to imagine that it's like the Hulk handing out the taco.
Actually, how tall is Orin compared to Helena? Just real quick.
Orin's not that tall. He's
I had a
average.
page for this, hold on.
Yes.
Well, yes, I do have a lot of details written down somewhere. But I will not link because I am a coward.
While you're looking for that, I'm going to actually go.
Found it. Yeah, Helena's like 6 feet tall, so...
Big kitty.
Cutie.
Yeah, Orin, your 2 kids just like run up and just kind of like wave goodbye. Like Oliver gives you a hug and everything. Olivia's just kind of just waving a little bit because she's getting to that age where she's like a little bit on the more independent side. Meanwhile, Oliver's just kind of in the vibe of he loves his dad. He's not going to like hide it or anything. Like toxic masculinity be damned.
Kind of like when Oliver comes over to hug him, like kind of like picks him up a bit and like holds him up on his bicep.
Anyway, they're all excited and everything. Like they're talking about how a couple of the others are going to be coming out and dealing with a couple of other things. Like they'll see you at the bazaar and everything potentially when you get back out and everything because they're going to have an earlier recess today because they're actually going to go to a small bit of the farm nearby on a little field trip.
Knowing that they're going on a field trip, he'll double check with them. Both got your knives?
They hold up their little pocket knives and everything. They're not like fancy, but they are enough to at least dissuade some of the rovers in the area, which are basically non-affiliated people who are usually a bit on the more dubious side of safety.
Remember what I
The
told
local
you how to
Mad
use
Max
them?
sites.
Yeah,
Remember what I said about them?
always get the good parts so that they stop first unless they're trying to get you with a weapon.
Good kids.
And always run away first. Running doesn't bring glory, like Oliver says. Well, it's like, yes, but running keeps us alive. Yeah, so they just kind of like go off like a little bit of bickering, and you see kind of their history teacher like He's partially mutated, which mutants in this world are a mix of animal or plant with a person in various levels. And he's one of the more sane ones, so he doesn't have the animalistic urges, even though, like, half of his face is, like, covered in just, like, jackal fur. And he's got, like, one lopsided ear and, like, one actual, like, normal human ear and, like, a bit of claws. He's got, like, a hit with the more end of, like, unevenness, and he just kind of waves them over. It's like, all right, who wishes to learn about the old series of economic values? And they're just like, ugh.
Does he do roll call like in Ferris Bueller, where it's like Bueller?
No, he doesn't. He knows better. Anyway.
Couldn't resist.
Oren and Helena, with the suits, you all go to the bazaar, and we cut back to Forrest and Claire getting over to the crest of the hill that leads into town near the farming area, actually. This is about around the same time when the kids would be having their first class, and Oren and Helena are going into like the bazaar around the dungeon, which is just a giant marketplace of people trying to sell stuff because, you know, giant crater, they'd be selling things. So you two are in the farm area, and you actually see a couple people working on a couple of things with like a tractor going on. Like, this is like vegetable fuel because gasoline has gone mostly kaput by now.
So biofuel.
Yeah.
I would also say, like, I would like to say that Forrest is about like 7 feet tall, so he's probably like cascading. He's like a beacon, and he's just kind of, as he's like walking through, some of the roots are going through the soil, and he just kind of turns to Claire a bit and just goes,
The soil is adequate. These farms will endure for a long time.
Good. Food kind of is rough all around, but I'm glad that some places are able to sustain themselves.
Are you on your bike at the moment?
Also, I was thinking that, but I decided against it because that probably would mean that I would be going, I think I was on my bike for a bit, but now I'm just mostly walking, because I figured the sight of Claire on her bike driving down this road while Forrest is basically galloping behind her would give a rather interesting perspective that, hey, she's being chased and bring alarm. And it's like, no. If we just walk in and let people see that, hey, I don't feel threatened or alarmed by him or them, it might do something to soothe any perceptions about that.
I do R and then slash and then roll what I want, right? Or is it /R for the roll?
/R's roll.
Okay. Okay. As you're going through this little farmland, you kind of stop and you actually find, like, usually around here it's like fields of corn, a couple of root vegetables, and like leafy greens. A lot of people are like doing mostly farming for themselves, but they like sell to the government services and the mercenary corps around here. But what happens is that you stumble across someone that actually has a roadside sweet corn stall, like kind of like an older gentleman just like reading through a newspaper, kicking his feet up, something that you would have seen like 10 years ago before everything went to shit. Like, this is just completely normal average farmer with just husks of corn strewn around in the grass to like kind of ferment a little bit and compost.
kind of like those like street vendors of fruit and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I thought I turned the alerts off. Shit. I'll have to do that next time. Anyway, yeah,
Okay.
He's just like a little street vendor. He's got like a little roadside stall. Given that everyone uses coins nowadays from like any of the older money, he just has like a stall that says like 1 ear is like 2 basically. Like, you know it's a little bit overpriced potentially, but this is fresh corn and you're just getting into a settled area. Something potentially rare.
Probably fresh and maybe like prepared corn for eating. It's like,
Yeah, like this is like sweet corn proper. This isn't like flint corn or anything. This is actual sweet corn.
you see her struggling as she slows down to see this see this stand. It's like takes in a deep breath, slowly looks at Forrest. Hey, look after my bike, and just kind of rushes over.
Are you trying to like hide him a little bit?
No, just tell them look after my bike.
As you say, look after my bike. Just kind of Forrest gives a nod, and some of the branches kind of like ivy, kind of wrap around the bike, so it stays in the position that Claire will like leaves it in. So it's like if she wants to get on it, it's like perfectly there. And he's just kind of like waiting.
She pretty much all but, like somewhere between a sprint and a skip. Over
a gallop, basically, right?
Yeah.
Mall pop walk.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Silly Walks would be proud.
to the stall, and it's like, hey there, you selling?
He just like kind of like jolts a little bit, like obviously engrossed in like the newsprint and everything, and he just like looks over. It's like peeks his head out. It's like, oh yeah, you new in town?
Yep. Been traveling from Taswell.
That north or east of here? Because that ain't south.
That's a bit east.
You know the rules around here?
Nope, but I'm guessing you're going to tell me. That'd be grateful.
Only one I'm going to tell you is don't go too far west. That's where prairie wastes are. Very nasty. No one really comes back unless they're like hurt or just a little bit in. Going west anywhere, like near the Rockies or anything, ain't a good idea. But staying here if you really wanna. But pretty good town. We got lots of good stuff. But yeah, I am selling. Want any corn?
Yes, 10 please.
Alright. Look, I'll give you a deal, Missy. I'll just give you one for one. We're not gonna do that. I ain't gonna swindle ya. This is mostly just to get like the merchants coming by to go through. You ain't seen like one. I'm right? Wait.
Say that again? I can't.
You ain't gonna come here and sell shit, are ya?
Oh no, apart from my skills.
Okay, you're good. Instead, he's giving you like a 1-to-1 deal, like for one coinage, also known as Zenit in this module. He's going to give you like 1 ear coin, so he's like, he doesn't like merchants, obviously. He just likes people who are like a bit more honest working, it seems.
You can change the name of the currency, by the way.
I did. I think I did at least.
Say coinage.
Yeah, coinage. That's what I did. Like, how it works with coinage is that it's basically like everything is like the same value. So like a penny is still like 1, a nickel is 5. But the rarer the coin, this is why numismatists, also known as people who study coins or like date coins, are really popular. Rarer coins made of different metals are going to be more expensive. Or more
if you find like that 1 penny from a time when they had to pull out all the copper for war efforts, and they decided to use nickel pennies. Yeah, no, that's going to be that's going to be worth a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, he
same
like
with the $2 bill. No, I can't.
Yeah, if he like.
I like to think Oren has like $300 bill just somewhere in his back pocket that's completely worthless, but he held on to it anyway.
It's just
hoping that it would have been useful.
Yeah, hoping that it is useful, but it might be to a collector. You never know. But yeah, he just kind of like looks over, like gets adjusted and everything, gives you like a little canvas bag and everything. So it's like, so what you doing here, little lady?
Oh, traveling, following my brother's footsteps and whatnot. It's like trying to see, the world. I've kind of been just, I guess you could say I've been stuck in a city for like, I've been stuck in Taswell for like the full 10 years, honestly.
Well, like you just go about that way a bit more west. There's big city. Maidenock, or Quincy as it used to be known around here. A lot of people settled there. Surprised government actually took over. I'm just here with my farm. They buy my stuff, I sell them my stuff. We leave each other alone, we're good.
Yeah,
Stephen,
do you
by the
know
way.
if there's any... Oh, Claire, thank you very much. Do would you happen to know if there's any jobs for sellswords?
There's a whole mercenary corps. They like do anything from like odd jobs, from like asking people to like rebuild or clean up shit, or even just like build new things, or if you're into magic kind of stuff. I ain't, but I've seen it. It's kind of cool. There's all kinds of stuff down there. Or in some cases, like recently, you hear like a rifle shoot out into the middle of the field, like on the other side of it, away from you. Got one! Got one! Boar hunting.
Oh yeah, I heard that boars used to be a real big problem.
Oh, they still are. They come up from south every so often. They know we got the good stuff around here. He just like kind of like shakes a thing of corn and like tosses it back into the crate. But yeah, and there's lots of stuff around here. They all work together if you want like some of that. And he finally like sits up from his chair, like he was kind of like leaning back in the entire time. It's like, Sam hell's that over there?
Oh, that's my travel companion. His name's Forrest.
Awful looks like a forest.
I think it's a he. They, I think. It's complicated.
Look, I ain't one to judge. So long as they don't make a mess of things, I'm good. Yeah,
Of course not.
awful early for you getting some of this. You gonna cook with it later, or you gonna eat it now?
Oh, I've been on the road for quite a while. I think I'm gonna have some now. If I can find someone to cook it, I would be absolutely grateful.
He just takes out a little thing from underneath his desk. He just like offers you a toothpick.
Oh, thank you. And she takes it.
Yeah, always gonna need that. If you want someplace to cook shit, there's like a bakery west of here. Anything you give them, they give you a discount for stuff. Then they cook something unique. Tasty.
Okay, I definitely have to go check that out. Thank you so much. Actually, and just start rummaging around, pulls out her map. Could you show me where that bakery is?
Yeah, like you have like basically like a worn like map of like the states, basically, right?
Yeah, pretty much like old world map sort of thing. Kind
Kind of like one of those like highway travel map things.
Oh yeah.
He points to where like it says like town hall originally was. He just like points. Okay, you go south of here. It's one of these streets. You'll notice because it's the only place that looks like a cottage in the middle of the city.
All right. Thank you very much.
Anyway, do be careful. It's gonna be a bit crazy soon. People are gonna go all over for Apple Fest and whatever. As he's just kind of like looking across from the forest clearing because you're on the side of the road. There's like a couple of like apple trees. They ain't gonna sell you stuff directly. They work for the government.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anything else you need, doll?
No, that'll be about it. Oh, actually, and she kind of leans in almost conspiratorially. Do you know if there are any candy sticks here?
I'm gonna actually roll for that real quick. Oh, I meant to make that into another one. Well, not 20 apparently. Look, a bit north of there, there's like a sort of mall area, old subway station when they built those. Can't go anywhere now, trains ain't running one bit. But what they do have is they've got like a good old, what's it called? Confectionery. Traders all over. You think of a shop, it's gonna be there. They've also got weird things that the kids like all that weird like goth fashion or whatever. I'll admit I had a phase back in the day, but whatever. Yeah, this guy's like in his like 50s or so, and he's just kind of looking. It's like, yeah, they got a candy shop up there.
Yes. Oh, you have no idea how hard it is to find those.
Just to let you know, we ain't got sugar cane or anything. We got like sugar beets and honey and maple syrup. Is that okay? And corn syrup, but I'm not gonna let them make that into that disgusting shit.
If we have maple syrup, we are set.
Not. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. Good.
I have been stuck on preserved food for a while now. just anything fresh would be great.
I mean, you got this. You're kind of set for at least a little walk there, or as he looks over to his bike, or a ride. But 10 and 2, keep your hands on the wheel. We clean up around here, but some things still kind of get in the way.
Well, thanks again. I wish you luck.
Thank you, doll. You too.
I hope no merchants bother you.
No. So far, so good this week. Anyway, so yeah, you got 10 ears of corn in a canvas bag. You're just kind of just getting back to forest and everything. Guys, just kind of
yeah, just kind of almost pretty much running off, waving back at the farmer.
Yeah.
I like to imagine during this entire time, during the whole interaction, Forrest is just dead looking at the merchant, just looking at him, not with any malice, but the merchant doesn't
just
know that.
Staring.
Just staring.
You just with your good hearing, you just gotta hear him just damn hell, why is this thing so grumpy at me? And he just goes back to reading the paper.
Probably should point out that Claire is something of a beauty. Definitely rough around the edges, but kind of a wild beauty of sorts.
That's why I was calling you doll and everything.
Yeah, I know. I just figured they would be good for the rest of the people watching.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so you get back on the road, I assume, yes?
Mm-hmm.
You get to about here-ish. You can see the crossroads coming up, and there's a couple of older buildings, a couple of ruined suburbs that no one has really touched much except for breaking into to try to see if there's anything. But you start to feel a little twinge in the air, something just kind of doesn't feel right. As you start feeling the ground shudder beneath you. There is the trees start shaking, the birds start flying away, and everything else like that. And the ground starts shuddering. Orin and Helena, when you get into the bazaar after getting everyone kind of situated, you get into line to go into the dungeon, which is giant ramps going down into this crater caused by some sinkholes and everything. You feel the ground shake as well beneath you. And underneath your feet, you see bits and pieces of gravel shoot up a little bit. If you've ever seen those videos of gas forming underneath sand and sort of bubbling and everything, you feel that. It's not boiling hot or anything, it just is a sensation of your footing is loose, you can't exactly get yourself all settled, and you all, 4 of you, including the extra 3 suits with Helena and Orin, fall through, and you hear people start screaming in the dungeon crater area. And if I may request something, I need to go to the bathroom. Is that a good place for a bio break, everyone?
Absolutely.
That's fine.
Really, the only thing I would probably add is pretty much the only thing I could ever add is Claire, turning to Forrest and calling out for them. Kind of a look out.
Forrest immediately is just on alert.
But yeah, you all are currently falling as we get to where our opening left off of. But I will be right back, everyone. You all be good. I need to use the bathroom.
All right.
Right.
Hope chat is enjoying so far.
How you doing, chat?
Can they hear us?
No idea.
No idea. Hang on a second. I think I need to refresh the. Huh.
Yes, they can hear us.
Yeah, they can hear us. I think. Yeah? Oh, goodness. Can't hear y'all? Wait, no, they just responded to us asking if we can hear. Yes, freaking. Ah!
You are very gullible.
Yeah. I'm not that gullible.
Yeah, let's stay on the ceiling.
Fill this water bottle. I still got time.
But speaking of gullible, did you know that they actually removed that from the Merriam-Webster dictionary?
What? Why?
Back. Oh,
No, they didn't.
I forgot to turn off Discord. The sound.
No, you're good.
Anyway, do tell me when you are all back, because I'm going to get the fun stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, though.
Did what?
I mean, they've done some weirder things to the Webster Dictionary.
Someone was one of these goobers were calling me gullible because we had asked, I wonder if anyone can hear us, and then someone said, no, we definitely can't hear you.
Mia.
And I was like, really? Yeah.
Good old Mia.
And
I have an idea during the fall, but I will hold the back on it.
I might get to that, but what were you saying?
Yeah, I kind of snapped back saying, hey, Merriam-Webster did remove gullible from the dictionary.
Have you seen their new dictionary ad where it was like our new language algorithm, and it was like in the
large language algorithm,
and it was like in the style of an AI ad, but it was like, and there's no servers, no nothing, and then they just show the dictionary. Oh man.
Ooh, I just got my package delivered, so I'll get that later. I'm just waiting for Cat and Leechford to say that they're here.
I'm here.
Oh.
I've been talking.
Yeah, it just needs to refill water bottle, but that's it.
So yeah, I hope it's good so far.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
A blast.
Don't worry, we will actually get into some potential fights this session, so hey. You have no idea how much I've been waiting to, do this setting, just in general, because I've been wanting to draw it for a while for, some other stuff, 5 years before this, basically. And you have no freaking idea.
Are we still supposed to be
good.
on the,
Oh shit,
map of,
I meant to bring us back to the other one a while ago. Like I said, stuff happens.
I figured.
Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Don't look at stream. Okay. Yeah, don't look at stream. I kind of fucked up. There we go.
Yeah, I figured. What was it?
Should I not be watching stream? Then should I cover that up with Discord?
At some points, but if you saw only glimpses, you're okay.
I didn't. I just saw in the corner of my eye because I don't focus on stream. I just focus at chat. That's it. Just because
But yeah, you know what? While we're waiting, I may as well explain Claire's equipment situation. I stopped and thought about it. It's if she's going to be carrying around that sword, she probably doesn't carry a lot of stuff on her back. She does have a bike, but I don't feel comfortable that she has everything in a saddlebag that she probably has to take her eyes off of. And I thought, you know what? It'd be pretty cool if it was a saddlebag it was a backpack that collapsed into a saddlebag kind of thing.
I've got a set of that I'm looking at for getting a bike, so...
What is this light source here?
I couldn't delete it. And I like it how it's just in the back. It's you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
I can show you how.
It's just kind of my mainstay that I just like now. It's just it's my main thing of not everything's going to be perfect, but I will run this as best as I can.
Oh, just for future reference, you click on the light bulb, you click on the little select area, and then you hover over it and you hit backspace.
Oh my gosh, or I could just right click to turn it off. Yeah, it was perfectly just in sync to where a random light source was on the picture. It's you know what? I like that.
I love that we have this cloudy mist on the horizon that just moves along. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. That I kept him from the opening and everything. That was a thing that was based on the Foundry base, and I just too good to get rid of.
I had an idea for a post-apocalypse setting that I already shared with Lucky.
Oh yeah.
There's a video going around redefining solar punk.
Ooh.
Or rather than it being clean energy, it's more no, they literally stole the sun out of the sky.
Yeah.
And they use it to power everything. So like that's awesome. I kind of want to just steal that, and
I dig that.
and also learning because I've been playing more Zenless Zone Zero and learning just how fucked up their world is. I kind of want to take a lot of that too and turn it into like this industrial solar punk world with black holes popping in and out all over the planet while the entire human race fights celestial entities who are upset with us constantly trying to conquer and use the power for ourselves.
Okay, that's a pretty cool. For the
They said if we wanted to keep going, they can just say like Helena just got conked out from the fall.
Okay. If Cat can hear, that'd be good. I would. Only thing is that I kind of. Well, they're insisting on failing, then that'd be okay for a check because I did want to have a check. I also gotta turn off the music for this because this isn't the right music for it.
I mean, we could say that they failed the check into fabulous point for.
It's a very chill, endless fall.
Oh, it's not endless. There is an ending. But yeah, just if I get the A-okay, then that'd be good.
I've been falling for 30 minutes.
I'll give them like 3 more minutes and then we'll start. How about that?
Yeah, all I can think of is the fall from Spy Kids 2, where they're just like falling for a while, and they just like, how long have we been falling? He just checks the watch casually.
And then the guy just comes over and turns off the thing.
Yeah.
I love Spy Kids, one of my favorite movies, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where it's like it's great when you're younger, and then when you're like a teenager, you're just like, it's not that great. And then as like an adult, you're just like, I love this movie.
Yeah, like Spy Kids 3 had the cameos and everything, where it's just like, yes, let's get this one very famous actor to come in for like a minute, dies instantly as he was hyped up constantly. It's perfect. Like, Spy Kids had all these really good lessons, too. Like, the unhinged line of the guy is just asking, do you think God stays up in heaven because he's afraid of what he's created? It's like, geez, dude, this is a kid's movie!
Yeah.
Or, like, the one grandfather who was, like, in the game, and he was in the wheelchair until he got, like, the turbo legs upgrade. It's like, but in this world, I can walk, Junie. And, like, it was like kind of those things where it's like you can't stay in the game forever, like you can't like be in fiction forever. It's like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm trying to watch a kids movie and turn off my brain.
I remember seeing that shit in the theater. Life-changing moment.
Very much so. Just
anyway, I think it's been 3 minutes.
Yeah. Alrighty. So. There is a slight issue, but we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. So, you are all falling. The ground has opened up underneath you, and a variance of stone and just gravel's like sliding you down and through like dust and sand. And it's starting to get really nasty down here as like some of the sharper stones are starting to get in there. I will give you all the option, Cat's failing automatically, to roll either might and might or might and dex. What would you like? With a difficulty of 10.
Can I ask for something? I don't know if it would. So I'd say like Forrest would probably see Claire like falling, and since he's basically, a weird amalgamation of things that can change his body at will, I'd say he kind of leaps towards her and just kind of grabs her to kind of make a cocoon a bit to lessen the fall. So I was gonna roll like might and dex to kind of catch her.
You're Elastigirling her, basically trying to keep her safe, like wrapping around the kids before the plane explodes, kind of.
Yeah, essentially that, but in the way that it happens, the jaw kind of extends. So if someone was like looking, it looks like he's trying to eat her, but he's just like, nope, this is the only way. So, but
I would like to think that this has happened at least twice before, and Claire is not surprised.
Are you going to use a point? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, like, would that give
I mean,
rooting an advantage at all, or like some sort of bonus if I succeed?
If you're going to do
I
that,
was just gonna, that might be a group check thing, actually.
yeah, that'd be a group check. So that would be Might and Dex. Hold on. How do I do the group check? Oh, fuck.
I click group check, and let's see.
Group check
You
for
said
sure.
Might and
One
Dex?
group check, and then after they say what the roll is, another person can
Okay,
roll
so-
with it, and the person who
yeah.
initiated the group check doesn't click until everyone who is wanted to add to it has rolled in it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Might and
group
Dex
check
for you
difficulty and support tech. Okay.
I'll do, because you have dealt with
What's
this
the
before, we'll
difficulty?
do a normal DC of 10. And
All right. The
uh,
support check would be as well.
I'll do
Like, there's a check that I'm making and one that they're making.
true, because you're being supported by Forest. I'll say you get, it's just a flat +3, right? Like, I could just do that. Like, you're being protected and everything.
No, yeah. What I mean is that I have a number to roll against. They have a different number to roll against. Like,
Oh,
what
gotcha,
is that
gotcha.
number?
Yes, what are they rolling to support?
Let's do 10 and 7, 10 for Lucky, 7 for Runia. Like, you're kind of like being in the throes of Forest, and Forest is trying to like lunge at you and just like, grab on hold to you, basically. In their
And
own special
take
way.
The brunt of stuff, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Might and Dex. Here we go. Okay, so you click
Lucky
that
will click on
group
support
check.
group check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
That's kind of
Yeah.
low.
And now you finish the check.
Okay, unless they want to use a fabulous point to reroll, but you know, hey.
Kind of want to.
Up to you all.
Yeah,
I'll just
uh,
invoke a bond to. I'll do
have a
invoke trait
bond?
to reroll.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
I'll
say,
do
trait.
I was going to do primeval spirit
Gotcha.
because you know, preservation, you know, instant, like, sort of reflects the prime thing of, you know,
Why he's
protection
around.
and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, go for it. It's a bit better, but
it's okay. It's okay. Like,
happens.
at least that contributes to
Yeah.
our EXP.
yeah.
So here we go. Like, I didn't fucking need it.
Yeah. So, like,
I am a
Forest,
combat monster.
you are very good at combat. That's like one of your main things. So, like, being like strong and durable, that's your own thing. So, like, you know you've done this before. You've fallen like off a cliff because it's like of like rain and like you hydroplaned one bit, and Forest grabbed onto you once before. So you just kind of like went into action, and as you're falling, Forest just kind of like becomes like a ball just around you, just like engulfing you in like bark armor, pretty much. And you're tumbling, and you see like little cracks in like everything of like bright sunshine coming through after like a couple like seconds of falling, and you even start hearing like birds chirping and everything. You start hearing a couple of other people screaming as they're falling as well, but you were mostly falling in at an angle. You weren't going straight down. You were going at an angle. And because Forrest sadly like was taking the brunt of it, Forrest, you're going to take 5 points of damage as you have fallen. But
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, do I take damage for it?
Yeah, but Claire's completely unharmed. You're a durable boy, but you still, you know, had like a couple like bad falls. Like, it's not just all gravel and sand sliding you down on the way down.
Like,
Yeah.
part of me wants to say that I probably, you know, take hold of my sword and, you know, just stick it out into whatever ground is nearby to help slow us down.
Yeah, you still like you managed to get part of it through. Like you do tag team sort of style.
Yeah. Like, Claire knows that her sword is very durable, if not seemingly indestructible, and it weirds her out a little occasionally. But you know, she's runs with it. Like,
Yeah, like you've done your tests. You know what it can take, and you manage to like get through some trees and everything as you land for like a softer landing and get through to the floor, or the forest floor. However, Helena and Oren, you are both having a harder time as well, and given that Casbeck can roll, we're going to have some fun stuff. It's like, Kat was saying in a private chat that's like, they're able to do a roll, so it's like just making sure. Kat, can you do one now?
Yes, I can. I just need to have the mic off for a while. Noises.
Gotcha. Alright, so I will let you do...
You said Dex or Might, right?
Either Might and Dex or Might and Might. That's up to you. Because you're trying to, like, stop yourself. Like, are you trying to, like, sort of roll through and kind of, like, protect yourself? Or are you trying to, like, actually, like, properly stop yourself? Because you, unlike them, you and Helena and the 3 suits are falling vertically.
I think Oren is a moment of surprise. Is just like, oh, what in the devil's crack ass happened here? As he just quickly like pulls out a small little grappling hook, starts swinging it, and tries to throw it and catch it on something as quick as he can.
All right. Roll me, because you're using a good tool. We'll go with a normal check because you're kind of used to this. However, what will Helena be doing? Jeez, you're good.
First thing, I'm looking for the button that he's been using to do his checks with.
It is right underneath
roll
your
check.
points. It says roll check.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
No. It takes a moment to see what you're doing.
I'm going to be rolling a
Then I'm
private.
juggling a bunch of things. Okay, and
That's
what
max,
was the
by the
check
way.
parameters again?
It is 10 for the difficulty, unless if you're going on... what are you trying to do? Might and Might or Might and Dex?
Might and Dex, because Might and Might is a bad idea.
Okay. Are you going to be trying to use anything to, like, kind of, like, slow your fall or whatever, or are you just trying to, like, stop?
Real quick recap, what exactly is happening?
So what happened was that you were about to descend into the dungeon, but a quake caused some of the infrastructure to fall. So you're kind of falling through the central area, through Abine, which is like the main area, which is the sewers and everything, and you're going into Fjord, which is the forested area of the dungeon.
Because I succeeded the check by more than 3,
Yeah.
by quite a bit actually.
Yes.
Could I have, while I'm also like grabbing and using the grappling hook, could I have also like swinged on the rope of it to like try and grab some of the few like hazmat suit guys that
Yeah.
fell with us?
If you want to, you can, or you can try to get for supporting Helena if you want to do that.
I'm paid to protect these guys.
All right. I see where your allegiance lies then. Go. I will
I
let
think
you
I can
do
handle
that.
herself.
Helena roll first, and then I'll let Oren do a Dex and Dex check, because... Just, like, not even, like, a difficulty, I just want to see, like, how well you do, basically.
Oh, then I should roll this without a difficulty then, shouldn't I?
Oof, okay.
Are you kidding me?
That is Dex and Might, right?
Yes.
Okay. You...
Let's go figure.
like, barely go through... Okay, yeah, you're going to be good. Oren, because you...
Just Tarzaning through the cavern.
Yeah, like, you manage to kind of hook yourself, and with enough slack in the grappling hook, you, like, are kind of touching the treetops of the area of Fjord. You manage to hook on, like, a couple people. Like, you, like, grab onto one of their hands, and they, like, kind of jerk a little bit, like, and you can see it was the main one that was, like, talking the entire time, like, not the scrappier one. And they're just looking up at you. They look a little bit scraped up, like their suit's, like, partially deflated and everything. And like, okay, thank you! And they try to, like, catch their breath and everything. And a couple of other people from the bazaar are falling through as well. And they're just looking down. It's like, okay, what's the plan?
Plan is to regroup, reestablish ourselves, and figure out the plan from there.
I like that plan. Let's add not dying to that as well. As Helena, you, like, grab onto their foot for a moment, but because their suit is so slippery, you kind of fall down, like, into the trees. and you just kind of like stumble a little bit as you slide down a couple of like decent sized branches, but you're still a little bit scraped up. You take 2 points of damage just real quick. Like, out of everything, managing to survive a fall from about 20 feet up, you lucked out a lot still. Like, you are bleeding a little bit, you're a little bit going to be bruised in the morning, but you are at least decent. However, Orin, with you managing to at least get one of the suits good, you do see a couple of them, like, veer off into a couple areas of the forest area, and one of them you see take a nasty fall into a clearing, like, landing on their legs, and they just pass out through the freaking, like, shock of falling. And they're still alive, you can at least, like, hopefully bet on that for now. But the other one, you kind of knock a little bit as you, like, try to grab it, and your grappling hook, like, shudders a bit at part of the rock, and you know that if you don't do something, you're going to fall, probably, like, the rest of the way.
Okay. We'll go ahead and feel that the grappling hook is, like, coming loose with that in one hand and person in the other. Realizing I have to let go of one, can't let go of the person.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, if we're swinging by trees and things, we'll let go of the grappling hook and try and, like, swing from the branches to try and find a stable landing spot in one of the trees.
Because your dex roll was so well, I'm going to say you just automatically do it, and you just grapple through with what was the top part of the hook, and you get a stable enough branch where you can just kind of, like, let the person down, and then you just hop down as well to the forest floor. As I get the music going through a beautiful area that you are now within. I get the dungeon music for the ode. Birds are chirping, and you hear the rustling of trees as if wind is still going through down here. It's bright, even though it is a very cloudy through the giant hole that leads to this lair, and it feels like there's just sunlight everywhere. And you can still feel the leftover bits of the quakes. A couple of the trees are unrooted and, like, moved around a little bit, but you had managed to actually survive your falls, luckily. But that's not all. You do a quick little head count. There's still 5 of you, but 2 new people have replaced everything as you all come face to face with each other.
Orin just looks over at Forrest and goes like, God damn!
Forrest probably, I can imagine Forrest probably parting and then Claire popping out.
Yeah, like it's like probably like afterwards. I'd say everyone sees, like, out of the sort of protection ball thing, it kind of looks like Forrest is about to take a bite out of Claire, but in reality, he's just kind of like you know, getting her out of the protection thing, and he just kind of looks at everyone and just goes,
New meat.
Claire
Immediately pulls out his
stands up.
leading field and just
Claire
Points it at
stands up, like, whoa, and then she yanks the great sword she has out of the ground that she had been using as a break with one hand. It's like friendly.
For that matter, Helena has a similar response, only instead of going friendly, it's more like, we don't know what that thing is or what it can do to us if we make it angry.
it had someone in its mouth and it called us meat. We are instantly hungry.
Listen, it's like, he's been with me for a week. It's fine. He's a friend. Gosh, what a...
You keep weird company.
Well, I've been on the road.
You say as someone in a freaking astronaut suit is, like, walking behind you a little bit.
Look, if that ain't gonna eat us, then I don't care.
He's gonna eat
Help
you.
us
Holy
find some
shit!
people who are...
So,
Yes, I know, I had the same reaction. Help us find people who are dressed like this bozo, alright?
Bozo?
Claire just sighs, turns to Forrest and like, you doing okay?
Adequate, Claire.
That's
We
good.
can help these new meat. finding others of their ilk.
I keep telling you, that phrase does not go well. I was like,
Well, I
Why
do
was it-
not know their names.
You can teach them vocabulary later. We gotta find them. They could be injured. Let's go.
okay, quick. What's our state of equipment? It's like, did the motorcycle come out okay? Please.
You
Search
do
and
not,
rescue. Let's go.
You do not see your bike
We need
anywhere.
equipment for search and rescue.
Like, you have
I was
all of
about
your
to
stuff,
ask.
but you do not see your bike.
Shoot.
Can I do it? Can I do a thing since this is a forested area?
Yes.
Can Forrest like basically kind of like form himself into like all the branches are starting to extend, and then he just kind of reaches up and slams them into the ground and uses the roots and such to try and detect any movement or alterations in the forest floor to try and get a general location of where people could be.
Okay. Trying to debate on what that would be. Also, I forgot to
A
loop.
ritual.
Yeah, that would be a ritual for sure. Do you have the
Do you have ritual
ritualism?
spiritism?
Don't think so.
I'm going to let you do a little bit on that because just as a note for everyone, Lucky, can you say like which magic classes you got?
Sure. I am entropist, spiritist, and well, the other one is mutant, but spiritist and entropist.
The thing is that I like noted like in a couple of, like the sheets it says like you get access to ritual like whatever. It's like okay, I'm going to assume that's like you get like cantrips or like a little bit of magic that you could just do on like the
Basically,
fly.
Yeah.
Like not like intense
Rituals
rituals.
under the rituals under the ritualism tag, basically like, hey, directly mana stuff as is. You don't get to have access to elementalism unless you probably have the skill set for that, so to speak, the specific skill. It's like,
I'm going to wait for the rule of cool that I will let you do that, but it will be more difficult, given that there's still going to be like a couple like smaller like aftershocks and everything. I'm going to say that is you're looking for people, right?
Yeah, not looking for anything like Forrest knows what what humans and other humanoids look like. That's what he's searching for. He's searching for things like, Claire and Orin and the suits, but he doesn't know what they are. He's just like, okay, look for these things.
Okay.
And he's just trying to sense for general location. He's not looking for pinpoints. He's just going, okay, we can go these ways.
So you're using the root network. This will be willpower and willpower. Difficulty of... Let's make this a high one of 13, because Orin, you at least saw a general direction of where they went, because you were kind of like dangling, getting a bird's eye view for a little bit. This will be like to find out where exactly they could be.
Okay.
Meanwhile, one of
rolling
the suits is going to be
check
like,
now.
finagling with something in the background of like one of their devices.
Dang it, just 2 off.
So, with that, you don't want to reroll anything, I assume, right?
I don't think I will. But, do I at least get a general location of possibly where they fell?
You can feel a couple people, actually, more than just 2. Like, you feel like general locations of, like, other people who might have fallen, like, a couple people who feel, like, fainter than others. However, like, you can feel like, okay, one's, like, closer to, like, this kind of, like, root network, this one's closer to this root network. However, you were mostly just kind of working on vibes. But as you do get to, like, closer to one of them, you hear something go, as it's like doing a low whispering, as you are forcefully cut off from the root network.
I'll say that instead of just withdrawing the branches, he just breaks off his fingers and then they just regrow.
I have detected locations of the people.
And like one of the suits just like looks over. It's like, that's fine. I'm getting my Terra actualizer working. It's like, I think it's only like the word settings like freaking working. Just like it's kind of like slapping it real quick, and it's like, okay, good. Fucking cartoon mode, really? I told him not to add this. I told him not to add this. And
Or just like reaches over and just flips a single switch to like fix it.
that was okay. That's the depth modulator. Thank you. I'm going to put everyone in this one for the Terra Actualizer. Look, one of my partners brought this as like one of the worst settings ever in the freaking world. We are right here, and there's a couple of things like right now. I did mark a couple of objects where you see like these little areas. That's where we have put the various modules for measuring the depths, and we are currently near the forced floor area, and there are a couple of people. It seems like these right here. Okay, those are my friends. One of them went this way, and the other one, and you kind of... How do I control the tokens? Fuck. Can I not take the token? I put the tokens on the map layer.
Oh no.
Good going.
This
That's
one
okay.
is going... Fucking... Like, this one you can see was actually moving for a little bit, and is kind of just, like, stopped at, like, one of the entrance areas. And it's, like, the little buildings on top of the city and everything, and the lower areas that are kind of in this general region is the actual entrance to the forest floor. Like, Orin knows just... There's usually, like, a cutoff point to, like, where it fully transforms, but you are in an area where it is less technological and more natural. Like, okay, did either of you see where any of the other ones went? Because right now I just want to grab my stuff and go and get everyone out of here.
I saw where one landed. Let's go that way.
Okay, you saw that they went down here. And they kind of, like, note in the actualizer, which is, like, sort of like a pseudo-GPS, given that GPS doesn't work anymore. These right here, for, like, the little ellipses, are, like, other things of note that it has detected. Like, high concentrations of energy, or even things that are potentially hostile, or other people that are not linked to the suit system. So, as I pull out the token, because I can't freaking think with the maps. Ugh.
It's all right.
Controls. Select token. Okay. I'm just gonna drag and drop one of the tokens on.
They have to be like a character sheet if you want to make them a token.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Okay. But yeah, let's just go with, like, you're taking this and you're going this way, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, on your way, you're kind of, like, just, like, realizing, it's like, hey, these people are kind of new, and immediately, Orin just kind of took charge. It's, like, kind of resonating in, it's, like, one of the suits just, like, finally just, like, kind of clears their throat. So, who are you two? Because if I'm going to be paying extra people, I need to know.
We are... yeah, no, we're newcomers. I am Claire Zwei, and this here is Forrest.
He just kind of looks at the PC thing, it's like, okay.
A pleasure to meet you.
Is that with an A or two E's?
I don't think it makes a distinction.
2 R's.
Meat? As... Just kind of looks at Orange like...
Wait, no.
I'm still gonna pay them, but not as much as you
Oh! Yeah. Well, we can worry about payment later. Right now, you're in trouble, and it is a knight's duty to help those in trouble.
My contract says to pay whoever's with the group, so I kind of have to.
What is
like I said,
payment?
I'll discuss it with you later. With both of you later.
Oh my gosh. And
I'd say probably during this, Boris is probably like walking like one of the Ents from Lord of the Rings, just this towering figure.
are you like actually trying to go taller than the trees right now?
No, he kind of like can shift his form to better fit. He's still tall because, you know, that's kind of what he prefers, but it's like if Claire goes like, "Hey, be person-sized," he will conform to that size. Kind of like Elias in Ancient Magnus Bride, where he can just kind of like shrink himself a little bit.
Gotcha. All right. So as you're walking through, you get to this segment. It's about like a good like 30-minute walk, basically. Like you're going over terrain, but it's been walked through so many times that even like a couple like sets of stone or anything were like brushed aside by the trees. And you get there and you see a couple of like other people from like the bazaar and everything. They had fallen through. A couple like the mercenaries and everything, like patching them like up with a couple bandages and whatnot. And they look up and just kind of see, it's like, oh, okay, people other than us. It's like, are you okay? Like one of them just kind of like looks up from the bazaar. Definitely not like a warrior or anything like that. They are strictly like someone who's like a citizen, kind of dressed in like drab clothes and everything.
Good to see y'all folks doing all right down here.
All right.
Oh, we fell down here not too long.
Oh, anyone injured or what?
We're on the lookout for any who have been, but so far in this group, not too much.
Yeah, we're mobile and ready to help.
Okay, good. We have a couple people that are currently like they're like aiming at like a couple like spots on them. Let's go with they're needing a little bit of like intense attention. Like a couple of the medics you can like see from the mercenary corps Orin, they are only doing like what they can, like bandage and like disinfect and like stop bleeding, but like none of them are like super skilled at like surgeons or anything like that. These are just like kind of newish medics or like medics that were like partnered with another skill of them for like fighting. And it's like, do you have any help that we can get?
I got emergency supplies. Anyone in critical condition?
A couple people like are looking kind of nasty. We're waiting to either have like someone come in, but we don't know how long that's going to be. You have like enough for like a person or two, or like any like anything. Like if you want to do like a medical check, you can do like a medical one. I will say like a mix of dexterity and insight if you want to like actually try to tend them without any like items or magic or anything.
If there's anyone like in vast,
I'll let you go.
if there's anyone in like vast critical condition, he will like not even like think twice about it. He'll like pull out like elixirs and medicine, and he will use his item points to help them fix up.
Yeah,
Claire has a basic knowledge of triage, so she immediately starts going over like what the priority list is for the most part, like, or at least if they don't exactly have one yet, that, you know, help them set it up like, okay, these people need attention faster than these people kind of deal.
no one has.
Orin was in the military, so he knows basic first aid at least.
Okay. I will say, are you going to use potions, or what you call as potions, or are you going to use just whatever they have on hand?
Like I said, I will help out, but if anyone's like in dire critical condition, like they cannot wait, they need a doctor now, he will use a potion.
Like 2 people are in that sort of critical area. One person is currently like having a part of a like metal like tent pole through their stomach, and they're just kind of like, you can tell by just like looking at them, it's like at least like glanced something, but it wasn't like anything like major, especially if you don't remove it. But it's still a full-on like tent pole from like a stand. Another person, their arm needs to be set like really bad.
All right, they can wait at least at least a second. Going over to the person with the tent pole in them is going to quickly just, all right, and takes off his belt and like ties it around them as a triage, and then slowly pulls them off and tries to stem the bleeding. As soon as they're off the bleeding, we'll like wrap it up to try and stem the flow, as well as apply a salve to help heal them up. That's the potion.
So, given that both of you are experienced enough, I'm not going to do checks with this. And you are using a potion?
Yes.
Okay.
I will use a potion on the other one.
Well, they need to have their arms set too, so I assume you like kind of go with that. Like they're like banged up and bruised, like it's going to hurt in the morning.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, yeah,
I would say like
I would have to do what?
Sorry.
What, dexterity and insight for that?
Are you just going to use no materials whatsoever, or are you using potion?
I am going to be aiding with a like remedy.
Okay, that I will say that you don't need anything like additional for rolls.
Okay.
So both of you mark off that you use the remedy and everything. These people are like still kind of out of it. And given that it is like them kind of setting a broken and dislocated area as you like kind of get to diagnosing it, they're just like, and you just kind of like, the remedy kind of acts as like a little bit of sort of like morphine-esque thing with it, like how you've like known with what you've used. And the other person's just kind of like clenching their stomach, applying pressure. It's like as you kind of like help roll it around them, like lifting up their hand every so often, like get the bandage fully around them. And the other person's like,
you're doing
Your
good.
teeth. You're
doing all right. You can do this.
this.
Hey, you're gonna get through this. Look at me. Look, you're strong. You're a strong fella. You fell from all the way up there, and you're still walking.
like one other person's like kind of just like like having like a bit of gauze around their feet. It's like, I've lost a toe. It's like, fucking son of a bitch.
Just slap some aloe vera on the
Kick
neck. It'll be fine.
I like to imagine that Forrest, like near the two dying ones, he was like about to move towards them, but he just kind of like stays stationary, and he's just kind of like looking over like anyone, like trying to like remember, like, okay, I like with Claire basically going like, okay, you have your job, but don't do it in cities.
There's a that guy who was complaining about his toe. It's like Orin is dealing with someone who has a hole in their torso, and he hears that and just instantly just like, it's like, shut your bitch ass mouth, and just like kicks behind him to like trip up the guy, to, like get him to shut up.
He just grumbles and just kind of like hobbles away, like trying to get used to like missing like the big toe, not just like a little one. It's the big toe.
Can I do a little thing with Forrest real quick?
What are you gonna do?
He sees the limp, and he just kind of like takes one of his fingers and he kind of morphs it into like those sticks that kind of look like crutches a little bit.
Yeah, like the ones like Dwarf Fortress where it's like the T-shaped stick.
Yeah, he basically like takes that, breaks it off, and then just kind of like gently lays it so that way he's not like intimidating the person, so they find it and go, oh, I can use this.
Oh, hold on. Guy just like kind of stumbling, kicks it with his bad foot. He just goes, son of a... Okay. And just like kind of picks it up and just like starts like moving along, just like, I'm going back up. And like the person that like was kind of like taking charge of everything, like making a list, like, okay, thank you. Hi, I'm May. I help my dad with like one of the coffee stalls, and it's like she works at the bazaar and everything. She like gives hot drinks out in the morning for like a cheap price, and she just like she's kind of superfluous in wounds. She's got like a couple bumps here and there, like nothing super crazy, but she's been like helping keep track of everyone instead of herself first.
Yep, remember you. Was on my way to get my morning coffee, actually.
That's always good. Look, if you come by, I will give you a cup for free on me, all of you. Ignore my dad's kind of whining about it, but look, this is bad. Like, she's around 18ish. She's a young adult, so. Anyway, are you all okay? That's kind of the wrong direction to be going.
We got more people to look for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll probably be out of the way if you're going further that one in a little while, but, if you... Just come see me afterwards, you know, she's obviously like a little bit flustered with the whole situation. Like, it's been less than an hour after they've fallen, just like kind of that whole I'm alive ordeal, but they're clearly doing their best to kind of keep everyone in order like Orin did.
Goes kind of like dad mode to like put a hand on her shoulder and be like, hey, you're doing all right. It was unexpected, but you're dealing with it, all right?
She kind of flinches a bit. It's like, okay, thank you. I'll see you later then.
You keep doing good. Like kind of like nods as kind of like sending her off.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. As she takes a deep breath and you all make your merry way over to here. Now, as you get over, Orin, you remember one of them got into a clearing and effectively landed on their legs. Like, it's likelier that they survived, but definitely in a bigger issue for a critical condition. And you do get there as you find a little forest clearing, a little glen in the woods. And you see a massive, like, little area of flowers, of various, like, herbs and other wild plants and everything. Like, chamomile, daisies, you name it. There's even a couple, like, very, very big sunflowers that, like, mutated growth and everything from the sunlight. But you see someone, or more something, looking down at them. It is about 3 feet tall, bipedal, and it is, like, sort of like a scraggly humanoid-looking thing. And it is sporting a very big sunflower on its head with, like, bright, gleaming eyes and everything. And it has... Is the music not playing?
Yep.
Weird.
Huh.
Maybe that'll help. But anyway, the creature is standing over one of the suits. Like, their legs are not supposed to bend that way. This person might be potentially crippled for life. Kind of bad. But they'll at least live, and you can see that they're still breathing, luckily. Like, even through the suit, which was kind of mangled in the front, they are still breathing. And are you all kind of, like, walking around a bit more stealthily, or are you trying to look inwards?
Thorin is not a stealthy guy.
Yeah, no, not a stealth person.
Forrest is literally just walking like normal. He doesn't know. He's like lived in the forest his entire life, so this is just like, oh, just going through a stroll through the neighborhood.
He's just cutting through the foliage, just keeping an eye out, occasionally calling out. Sue, you here?
You see it perk up, and it's what functions as limbs kind of crackles upwards as it, like, holds up what it looks like 2 twined fingers. This is a dweller. It is effectively a semi-sentient humanoid being, and it just is staring at you, like, clicked upwards. They're usually, like, plant-like, or at the very least, fungal in some areas, but this one's a flower-based one, and a young one at that.
I will step forward as kind of a screen/vanguard for this encounter, being like, "Is that friendly? Please let it be friendly." Like,
What'd you say it was called?
Oh, dweller. It is a plant-like elemental sort of humanoid.
It's a dweller. It's an element.
that doesn't answer my question. Well, it answers part of my question.
You are kind of
Is
at
it
a
friend or
stare.
foe?
Are they normally friendly or are they hostile?
They are more neutral. And given that it's a younger one, it is definitely more jumpy, especially with how the quick's been going.
It's a small one. No telling whether they're friendly or not, but it's a kid.
Okay.
Hey, Wendigo. Do you
Should I-
happen to speak their language at all?
His name is Forrest. Don't say Wendigo. That's racist.
I believe
Also,
the
side
term is
question.
more bigoted.
Is it?
Yes.
GM, quick question.
Yes.
Would you say that Claire and Forrest have a bond?
Not a close one, but it's kind of like, hey, you're friends.
Gotcha. All right. Just wanted to know. Like, I had a lot of stuff focused on having bonds, so I was
Would
like,
you
"Do I
like
just
to
get start
like
with?"
solidify one with like?
You
like,
know
actually,
what?
that would
Yeah.
Hooray, a bond has been made.
I'll spend a fabula point for that.
What kind of bond are you making with Forrest?
You don't spend a fabula point to form a bond.
That too.
I'd say loyalty.
Otherwise, during a rest, no fabula point is needed to make one.
Yep, cat. That it's one of my favorite soundtracks, especially if we're in a forest, an area with fae everywhere.
I was going to also ask, even though, like, Forrest doesn't really know what these things are, but can he actually kind of, like, communicate with it?
Do you want to roll to see if you can?
Yes, what would I roll?
Difficulty of 13 of insight and willpower.
Right.
Because you don't know for sure, but you're going to try to infer of what its reactions will be. What do you try to say?
The way Claire has probably seen this like multiple times when trying to communicate with other creatures that Forrest knows, quote unquote. More like, I just know how to speak like basics of the language.
Mm-hmm.
The jaw kind of dislocates a little bit and kind of like distends a little bit as pretty much Oren and Helena just kind of see like it looks like it's trying to like, consume or be intimidating, but he's basically trying to go, please, may we converse? But all they hear is just
Like, just kind of grunting and, like, bestial noises.
yeah, kind of like, it's more of like a husky sort of like growl, but there's like, you hear hints of like certain people, like kind of like ghost whispers at times, but it's just kind of like just little hushed whispers and stuff.
I have it on repeat. That's weird. It's not working. Oh well.
Maybe it's a permissions thing?
Either way. So
If you
yeah.
see it has infinity out of whatever time it is, it usually means it's trying to load. If it's taking too long to load, then it's just better just to skip it.
Okay. And I only have the one track for the dungeon because that's what I was going to use for Syria. But anyway, so yeah, Forrest, you're like leaning down, kind of like getting into more of a beast mode as you try to communicate. This thing is just staring a bit more on guard, and you see its like limbs kind of extend into a little garden area around them, and it pulls up just a scythe, like a little like hand sickle, more of out of fear, not to attack you specifically.
Like the jaw like snaps back into place and then just like kind of gets back up to the sort of like full proper posture and turns to Oren and goes,
I tried to communicate with it. I am unfamiliar with this thing.
So, real quick, as you are saying that, its glance kind of just like shifts to like an almost creaking, like sort of like vine twisting, as it looks at Claire real quick.
Claire just cocks her head to the side and like, I think it's looking at me.
The worst part about it is that it doesn't blink, but then it just like, its hand, which is more like just two vines, kind of twists into one, and just like points as best as it can, not to you, but to behind you of your pack. And as you look, it is kind of like slashed through with like a couple of like rocks and everything, but your little canvas bag earlier that you have bought at the stall, it is pointing at that.
But hold on a second, and she holsters her like sheaths her sword and then takes hold of the canvas bag and like, this? She holds it up and opens it up, pulls out some corn.
It points to that and then points back to the person, and then it like kind of like rubs around its area, and it like looks like it wants to trade basically.
Okay. She walks up and has bag in, like slowly walks up, has bag in one hand, a single thing of corn in the other, and trying to be like, did you just want one or the entire bag?
It points to the bag itself.
So she puts the one into the bag and holds it out.
It immediately takes it with like a vine and then just kind of scampers off, but the weirder part is one of the giant sunflowers also turns out to be one of them hiding underground, and they both scamper off into like the lair parts of the whole woods.
I like to think that it just came up by its roots and was just running on them.
Basically,
like
yeah.
a spider.
Congratulations,
spider.
kid. I think you just got bugged.
Well, you did save one of the suits at least.
Yeah, and part of me is just like, fuck. I wanted to have some.
I'd say,
Oh well.
I
The sacrifices we must make to save lives.
I feel like Forrest would like be able to, for his potions, he just grows like fruit and stuff, he probably like grows like an apple that's absolutely tasteless, but it just provides base nutrition.
Like a freaking mock strawberry. Oh, I hate those things, but they're edible.
Yeah, it is basically just like if there was no food or anything they could find, Claire would have just been able to eat those, even though it's not like they're not bad, but they're not good. It's just bland.
No problem
Okay,
whatsoever.
let's help this person real fast.
There used to be tiny little strawberries that would grow in the grass around where I was a kid. However, you weren't allowed to eat them because they were poisonous.
Yeah, those are different strawberry types because there are mock strawberries, also known as Indian strawberries, that have like the seeds on the outside and like little
sidetracked.
florets, but they taste like nothing.
Getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Guy's legs are fucked. Like they are bent out of shape. Like you can even see like a little bit of bone from like one of the bottom parts, like jutting out on part of it. Guy's bleeding a decent amount, and they're like passed out due to shock. Not dead, but they are just KO'd. And like one of the students is like, well, that's
Triage.
kind of glad we don't have pension now, but still.
That's not
Okay, quick triage, probably splints, and need a stretcher for this one.
his
I'd
bones
say
outside
like
his body. There is no. We need an immediate evac.
Well, I can't connect to anyone. The other ones just we don't have chat systems on these.
May I provide aid?
Sure, why not? You know what? If you eat them, whatever. But it's like, don't actually. I was saying that sarcastically. Do not
Warren kind of looks
actually
at
eat
her
him.
like. Warren kind of like looks at her like, what the fuck? Why are you letting your friend get eaten?
I was saying that as sarcastically. I'm exasperated with today.
like as they're bickering, Forrest just kind of like leans over and like kind of uses vine stuff to create triages for the legs to stop the bleeding. And
Are you-
then kind of
Are
gotta
you
get the
using any
bone back
potions
in.
or spells for this?
I was going to use a potion
Okay.
for this. I'm just saying like because he's literally using his own body to create this stuff.
Give me a double willpower difficulty of 7 because you are a magical forest creature, but this is a bit more in-depth than just potion.
Right, double willpower and 7.
Yeah, 7. This is more than just potion. This needs, like, actual healthcare. But you are a magical forest creature. Okay, double
Ooh.
7s!
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing, it's like, what would you do with opportunities? Because I know there's quite a few of them that you can do outside of battle.
Yeah.
Did you not put the opportunity table in?
Oh, I forgot. Fuck. I forgot to do that. Ugh!
There is advantage, it wouldn't be too good right now. There's affliction, it wouldn't be too good right now. There's
Obviously.
bonding. You can form a bond with this random suit guy. He's going to wake up and be like, oh, Wendigos aren't that bad. There's faux pas, there's favor, there's information, lost item, progress, plot twist, scan, and unmask.
Yeah, there's like plot twist, scan. I think like one of them also like lets you make out like a person appear potentially.
That's
I
plot
would
twist.
say like, could I like? I was gonna say for scan while Forrest is kind of like doing like his sort of weird route connection thing. Could he kind of plot out where the like a good route to get to the next person is?
Scan
So-
would be looking for a vulnerability of a person
Oh,
they're
okay.
dealing with.
I will
as
let
you're
you.
fixing this person up, you go,
Humans bleed really well.
Gotcha.
Like, describe what you want to do. I will gladly do Rule of Cool because some opportunities and story places are necessary than others.
Yeah, I'd say he probably one applies base medical knowledge because he's seen Claire do, this many times with, experience, and some memories have the like, oh, this must be how this is done. And basically everyone kind of just sees this almost like demonic demon thing kind of create, like a splint, properly wrap everything. It's like this person can walk again, but it's going to take a really, really, really long time.
Okay.
And then kind of scoops them up in one hand and kind of like almost like cradles them like a child, but it's more just like, this is the only way I could carry them without causing more pain to them. And just kind of like turns to look at all of them. And you can kind of see that the jaw still kind of is loose, so you can kind of see a little bit of the pseudo saliva kind of dripping down, and then just kind of like wipes it away a little bit. Just kind of looks at everyone like, we good?
The first one that was
Here's
like
a
kind of
thumbs
with
up.
you all is just like, just double thumbs up like the one wrestler lady. I will say that the person, after being told about you later, will likely have a bond with you if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. They're not waking up, they're still kind of like passed out, but now that you don't really have to worry about like, hey, this person's kind of, you know, in trouble, you can like kind of like hold them up and everything. Like two of you can like kind of grab them over their shoulder and under their shoulders and everything, just like help carry them with the one person.
That's normally the situation you need like a helicopter evac, and if this was like real life,
Yeah.
if there wasn't magical healing and shit.
Yeah. So, congratulations, you basically just saved this person's life, and they don't know yet.
Oh,
Where are
Forrest
we on
is
the
going to
map?
be out of a job for that.
You are right down here. I'm sorry about the tokens.
And we are still missing 2 people.
You are missing one person, and the one person from the Terra
they're, like,
Actualizer is
there,
around
right?
here. And
Okay, so we just have to go back up now.
Yep, you just have to go back up if you would like to. And
I know there's
congratulations,
still...
you avoided an encounter, basically.
I can see that there's something on the map down here. However, Oren, I think, would want to prioritize people's safety, so he would want to go back towards the stairs and get up and out of here.
Yeah. So, given that you all, like, dealt with this very quickly, the people from the bazaar that fell earlier, they will be kind of, like, starting to ship out. Like, a couple people are, like, handling on stretchers and everything like that, like, makeshift stuff made from, like, the ruined tents and their little stands and everything. And they see, like, the other person's like, we've got a little bit more if you want us to, like, carry them upwards. We're probably gonna, like, be going ahead to, like, a different, like, a little bit longer than you if you want, but do you all have stuff to do?
My job
We
was to
did,
help.
didn't we?
My job was to help protect these suits here. If they still want to continue on, that's their choice.
Well, we need to get, like, some of the other things, and we're just, like, having them dealt by the entrance of the first and second area and the entrance to the actual dungeon itself, so, we're good. We're going in that right direction.
Alright, so back up to the entrance then?
Yeah. They are going to take a bit longer, so if you want to leave them with them, they're the person stabilized that you have. They're not going to, like, bleed out or anything like that.
That sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have a hard cutoff time at noon here.
Yeah, I'm going to be ending soon anyway because I didn't realize how long the RP section would be. I calculated times wrong, but it's okay.
Okay.
I will be ending in a moment. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I really wanted to do combat, but
Yeah, and I have to take on a like hour and a half drive here soon.
But anyway, yeah, you all start making your way to the entrance, and it's starting to get a little bit more techie and everything. Like, you can see, like, a couple, like, ruins of, like, old basements and the sublabs of some buildings, or, like, some other things completely unable to be taken through because, like, the first couple of, like, sinkholes and everything when you were, like, first starting to get situated in the town, they effectively sunk most of the buildings. That's why so many of the skyscrapers are shorter than usual. But underneath an area, you see, like, a little, like, point to, like, have, like, people, like, leave tools or whatever, and kind of just, like, one of the little outposts that you'd have. There's nothing, like, usable, sadly, like, you can't, like, restock IP or whatever, but it is near one of the alcoves that one of the suits, like, hooked up one of the other things, and you see them, like, kind of fiddling with it as their other main device starts beeping, and they're like, okay, it's all synced up, and they get another one that's, like, a little doop, like, okay, and you can, like, feel that some of the other ones are, like, some of these little, like, things right here are moving. Like, this one right here, if I could ever move it, is going by the stairs. It's like, okay, they might be okay up there for number 3, but this one right here for the other part of their seismic measurement units is moving towards you. And they're just kind of staring at it after telling you it's like, either they all started to be found and someone else was taking it, or they're just kind of like chuckling. It kind of is moving on its own through other gravel and stuff. And you hear a little bit of like goop kind of like slapping down from the ceiling as you're like kind of like underneath a little tent area. And you hear a couple clangs as next time we will start our main battle as these amorphous blobs shift into like little sickles of metal, like ferrofluid, and are starting to rear their heads up towards you. And I will have to say, I am sorry I have to end the session here, but we will do a lot of combat next section for...
It was a strong start, don't get me wrong.
Really good, strong start.
I'm glad it's like, I just wish that, like, I was kind of wishing that you'd have the dwellers be fighting you, but it's like, no, I'll let them, like, kind of, like, enjoy later. But hey, that is good because you did have diplomacy.
Yeah!
But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I will be, I know 2 weeks though, but still. I hope...
Hey, look, it builds anticipation.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna do some fighting next week. We're gonna do some other lore shit. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Also, do we calculate EXP too, or?
Yes, I will do the EXP calculation. How do I do that?
A little graph down above all of our names.
Yes. So
yeah,
that
metacurrency
is...
tracker.
As metacurrency tracker.
Yep. So spent fabula points, and you all get 6 EXP for everything. Not 6 EXP, 5 EXP for everything. Not bad, not bad. Halfway through till your first level up, you will likely, well, you're going to guaranteed level up at the end of this little dungeon trek. But still, halfway through a dungeon, you saved a dude's life, you freaking helped out people, you did spend a little bit of IP, got a little cuts and bruises on the fall, but hey, you all met each other for the party. In next session, we will fight these little blobby dudes as we get up there. And I will show them later, because hey, I want to have the players be in anticipation too. Anywho. Let me get Fabula Ultima closed. Boop. And kind of get some music in as we go to raid off. Who shall we raid? Oh, also, do plug each other. Like, say what you are, who you do, what you do, who you are.
Let's go down the line.
I mean, yeah.
All right, so left to right or right to left?
Let's go right to left because we started with these two on the
All right. Then I shall start. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I am Runia. Runia the Witch. You can find me here on Twitch as well as Blue Sky, but not on Twitter. I have dropped that, and then like a year later, they banned me for ruining their integrity.
Oh,
I don't know how. I have no idea how, since I didn't do anything on there. I guess just simply existed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do talk about lore and tabletop and whatnot. So drop by if you want to see, some fantasy stuff. Occasional sci-fi now that we have Starfinder, and there is that release of the Warframe module for Starfinder. I'm like, oh my goodness. Anyway, I hope to see you all there.
Lucky you're
Hey, I am Lucky the Koi Fox, a Koi Fox VTuber. I stream on Twitch. I took a week off for a vacation, but now I'm back. I'll probably post a schedule on my Blue Sky because, hey, Blue Sky's the only good social media outpost there. I do a variety of things. I do art, and I've been doing a long play of Rogue Trader, one of my favorite games. And yeah, follow me if you want, or, if you don't, totally cool.
Leetro.
Hey, I'm Leech with the Brawn. There I am in chat right there. I also usually GM a lot of stuff. I am currently GMing 2 different games. One that takes place in the very first Final Fantasy game back on the NES, and another one that takes place in Final Fantasy Tactics. I also want to try and stream more of the actual Final Fantasy Tactics remake that came out. However, my internet has been having a few issues, so as I figure that out, I will be struggling with streaming. However, if you do like games like this, but you prefer more fantasy settings, feel free to stop by and look me up there. I'm also on Twitter as well.
And finally, Cat.
I'm the Catman. I do a whole lot of nothing.
You liar. You play a lot of games with us.
Yeah, if we're being serious, I play a lot of PS2 games nowadays. And a whole lot of Megami Tensei, because apparently I have an obsession. I have the Blue Sky. I still have the Twitter for some reason.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's it.
Go follow these
I got
boomers.
nothing. I'm too tired for this shit.
Because you know what I've got? I've got a lovely little thing of shout-outs of the Gaia-born people. Enjoy!
Oh my god, I love
God, I
this.
forgot you did that.
Yep, I did. I tested that earlier, and I'm so glad it works.
I'm glad. That's a really nice thing to have, just for quick reference for people.
Anyway, who to raid?
And I just realized, I don't think any point in your stream they actually saw our character sheets. They have no idea what our characters look like.
I totally fucked up on that one. Fuck. We'll get that into the battle next time. Look, stuff happens. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
I'll show you all next time. I'll maybe edit this a little bit to like show a little flash of their character sheets. Anyway, you know what? Rye is doing Digimon Story, Time Stranger, and I want to see that game, so I'm going to throw you all at her. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
For
fine.
me,
Good to me.
Anyway,
I want to play Digimon too.
What were you saying, Litra?
I said I want to play that game too, Digimon.
Hopefully it's not spoilery right now, but anyway, I'll see you all potentially tomorrow. I might just be resting tomorrow, but I gotta go to work soon too anyway, so I will see you all later. Let's go beat up some shit next time, and also say hi to a really cool cat lady. Another cat lady, but anyway. Bye!
Boy.